Hey everybody, welcome back to Best Life and Beyond. Obviously, we're coming to you with heavy hearts.
Yeah, this is like the hardest thing we'll ever have to do. And, you know, we didn't want to rush into this, but we also felt that it was necessary to, like, tell you guys about it and to say a huge thank you for your support, you know, for all this time for Binky.
We've gotten so many messages, you guys, and people who can relate directly to like almost the specific situation we were in, as well as just loss itself, and of you know, someone so close to you. And you know, we were a unit, and so
it's like we lost our team member.
Yeah, we kind of turned into a 3-person team when the quarantine started, and it just kind of was very natural, and you guys loved it, and we got so many good responses about, you know, more Binky in the videos, and we love that because, you know, we're with her all the time, and
she's so much fun, and she made us so happy.
She did, and she throughout that whole quarantine, I'll tell you that I would not have made it without both of them, but especially her. There was something about it because she wasn't aware of what was going on in the world. She was just aware of our local situation,
our reality, and like
our reality,
us being together.
And that was comforting because then we could focus on her. And there was many nights though that I woke up, you know, with anxiety because of the quarantine and everything that was going on in the world. And I would look to her and pet her, and there was part of me that would just break down because I was worried about her health. I always have been.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see getting through this without her, and it just wasn't going to be possible. So
right.
I would get really upset at 3 in the morning, and she was there, and then I'd pet her and I'd go back to sleep.
And she would, you know, we would obviously fight. She would, you know, because everybody fought during quarantine.
Yeah.
You know, every little trip, like, she just was our little buddy, and we started to take her with us even more because of her health. And, you know, we knew we had borrowed time with her, like, we were well aware of that, and she masked that very well.
Like the vets were saying, she's very stoic, and she will not show her emotion in that way. If she's hurting, she was selfless and would never want to put that on you. Kind of like we're putting this on you guys. She would never do this.
Yeah, she never
And I'm
would.
sorry, Binky, for doing this, but
I think the major part of this though is we wanted to do this video as a big thank you, and you know, just to kind of talk to you about it, because I feel like you all have been with us for, you know, a big part of this journey.
Yeah.
And, you know, this was the hardest thing I've ever done. I've never dealt with loss, ever, in any capacity. And it shattered me. Like, no matter how much I knew that it was going to happen, nothing prepares you to lose your baby. And she was more than just a dog to me and to you. She was literally a baby. Like, she needed medicine 3 to 4 times a day. So when you go from being their caretaker to where, like, we'd have to worry about, is she hot, is she panting, is she getting her food, is she drinking enough, like,
and you were in the everything. You were in the mode of, you'd been doing that for so long that it was instinctual, and it would you could be completely distracted and doing something, and it would just,
well, it's like the things that you guys didn't see was, like, I would be at Disneyland, I would be at a haunt, wherever we are, and if I didn't physically have her, I would be texting, like, how is she?
Checking on her. Did she get her meds? Did she eat? Did you take her out to pee?
And our family, like, did such a good job, like, taking care of her when we couldn't, and that's why, you know, we say that she sacrificed a lot for this channel.
She did.
She wanted to just be with us 24/7, and when she couldn't, you know, she would happily, like, stay at my mom's house, and she would sleep, and, you know, I feel like, you know, we want to honor her, and we want to keep this channel going for her, because we don't want it to be in vain. Those nights we stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning, and she wanted to go to bed so bad and be in the bed. That was her favorite place. She would do it because she knew how much it meant to us. And
like you said, honoring her we're called Best Life and Beyond, and we really wanted to give Binky the best life that she could ever have, and we think we did. We did everything in our power. I mean, she had a cardiologist, you guys. Like, she had specialists, like, you know, who has that, you know, as a dog. And so she just brought so much joy and happiness to us, and as well as calmness. And, you know, I developed some serious anxiety throughout this thing, and I'd had little bits of it throughout my life, but nothing
like this
caliber. And so she helped me through that a lot. And as far as what happened, you know, the last time that we talked about this, you know, you guys knew that she was in the hospital, and
it was a really,
things were tough, and she had so many things going on.
It's just like it all got complicated because of her heart condition, but
right.
Ironically, most of the doctors are pretty sure that like her heart wasn't the main thing.
No.
And I guess that's just
it's a testament to you and how well you took care of that heart, and how well you were on it with the meds and all that, because we honestly thought that's what was going to be her demise, was her heart, because that was
prepared for that.
That's what we were treating her for.
But in the end, it was like her kidneys where they couldn't fight anymore, and
right.
you know, she had something going on with her lungs. We still weren't sure what, but whatever it was, though, we came to that crossroads. She was doing fine at our last visit, and then we woke up yesterday morning.
It happened so fast, you guys.
And they told us like she's not doing good.
Well, the day before too, just to backtrack a little.
Yeah.
we put her there for that first night, hesitantly, but yet at the same time it was necessary, because we would be selfish to take her home at that point. They were going to give her the best care she needed.
Yeah.
Next day we heard signs of improvement. The blood work was improving, not
drastically,
not enough to like say, hey, she's good, she's not out of the woods, but you could see upward movement, which for us was
a relief.
Because we'd been struggling with trying to do what we normally would do to get her better, and it just wasn't working, and we'd exhausted everything, all of our ideas to try to help her, and that's why we had to go to the experts. And so she was doing good. That was the day of Pink's hot dogs, I believe, which is ironic.
Yeah, and then that night we had What's Happening Wednesday, and
and that's what we told you guys, and then
Thursday morning it was
the phone rang in the morning, and you know, it was one of those things that you just, I don't know, I just kind of knew, and it didn't sound good, and
she just took a downturn.
She took a downward spiral overnight,
and it was kind of happening like quick. So we ran down there.
We raced down there. You know, this was, I don't know, 10 in the morning, and we talked to the doctor, and she just said that there was just so much going on, and that
she just wouldn't have the quality anymore.
Yeah.
And then the one thing that got me, like, they brought her in, and she wanted to go home, and I could tell.
She did. But
and then she finally, like, I got her to lay down. We brought her blanket and her little bed, you know, as we always did. And she had it in the hospital, but, you know, we brought her bag so she would feel like she's going home. And, you know, I finally got her to lay down, and you could tell she was just so exhausted from fighting. And
she's so tough, you guys.
She fought to the last second.
And would never, like, complain in a sense of, I know dogs can't talk, but
she never whined.
No.
Nothing.
She only whined when she wanted off the bed, or like, you know, let me down off this high perch that I'm at because I can't jump down.
Yeah.
But she, you know.
She just, like, the thing was, though, is like we knew when the vet said, at this point with what's happening, you know, whenever she's up trying to go to the bathroom or whatever, it's like all her focus is trying to breathe.
Right.
And that right there, I could hear it and I could see it, and when you know. And as much as you didn't want that to happen,
it's the quality of life thing that happened. And we always said, and you always said this to me, that we would never let her suffer.
Never.
And she was on the brink of suffering, and we were right there, and we caught it before it got bad. But we had to release her of that because
she had just lost weight. It would have been such a battle after that.
Yeah, and Katie had always said to me that because we knew this was an inevitability for her. And I mean, all of us eventually will go, but in her case, because of her special medical situation, that we kind of knew that we would have to do this. And Katie would always tell me, like, I'm going to do it at home. She's going to think she was in bed and just going to sleep with us, and then that's how we're going to do that. And I never wanted to even think about that because, you know, just how strong Katie was about that and how well she took care of that dog. It's a testament to that she can make that ultimate sacrifice to let her go, because it's the best thing to do for her. We would be cruel to take her home. We wanted so badly, you guys, to take her home.
Just so she could go to sleep in her bed.
So we couldn't do that. They kind of wouldn't allow it because
she was so unstable.
We couldn't even, we even said, look, can we take her to the car? And
yeah,
it was that bad, you guys. And so we brought her bed and her blankie and we sat there with her.
And, you know,
and we said our goodbyes, and
we said we loved her the whole time. And, you know,
she even kind of, which she hadn't done in
a
solid week, because she wasn't feeling good, but she opened her belly, and if you know her and you've ever met her, you know,
she loved her belly rubbed.
She loved her belly rubbed. And so she did that, and kind of, I felt like she accepted, like, I know.
Yeah,
just like rub my belly one more time, please.
Yeah.
And we said our goodbyes.
And Chris, thank you for recognizing us and giving us that hug. I know that there's like a pandemic and you took your own safety and, like, you know, just to hug us and hold us.
New Binky from the channel. Her and her family, you know, our viewers, and it caught me off guard a little bit, but at the same time, it was love, an outpouring of love, and she was the first person, as far as, you know, our viewers and our friends to know. And so, yeah.
It's just so comforting knowing that you guys are here for us, and,
yeah,
you know, that you're going to support us. And, like, I think, again, like we said, we want to go forward, and, like, we're doing it for Binky.
We are.
And we got her privately cremated, and we got her little paw print, so we'll get that soon. Yep. But when we get her ashes, we'll be taking those with us everywhere we go. Like, everywhere.
We have her little bandana with us all the time.
We've been sleeping with it.
And yeah, it's just been hard because, you know,
you keep thinking she's here. You keep wondering, like,
yeah,
you know, like, what's she doing? We don't have anything else. We don't have kids. We don't have, like, anything. She was our baby. And
yeah, and it's so funny, not funny, but it's just, you know, she originally was your dog, but I feel like I kind of adopted her.
You did.
On my end, and she accepted me because she's such a sweetie, and as she did with everybody, she loved people.
She loved people.
And she just brought a light to the room, and everybody knew it. When we would take her anywhere, they'd see her, people would stop. But we used to be paranoid about taking her places because, like, people were like, why are you bringing a dog in here? But we'd have her in her little bag, and her little head would be popped out, and you couldn't really tell because Katie would hold it like a purse, and then we'd walk by, people would see her, and they would stop and go, oh my gosh, look at her. Oh, because there was something different about her. She wasn't just like, you know, some dogs, they just whatever. She just, like, the stoic thing, the like, you know, the wheels are turning. Like, she would look at me sometimes and just stare into my eyes, and dogs don't do that. And I would stare at her, and we would talk kind of like telepathically, and I could feel her, you know. And so we you know,
she was just so much more. She was so much more, and
yeah,
this pain is beyond. Like, I have to thank you because I haven't been able to, like, I couldn't even shower. He had to, like, literally help me do that. I've been crying and screaming, and I've never felt this bad in my life. I never thought, no matter how much you know it needs to end, I never thought this kind of pain would hurt this bad. And I miss her forever. I've ordered a necklace, so I'll keep her little picture, and we have the pictures you guys have made us, and we're gonna make a little memorial.
Yeah, and we just want to, again, thank everybody for the outpouring. Like, it's one of those things that on paper you would think, like, what can I do for somebody who's grieving? Just tell them that you're there for them and you're thinking about them, right? And you would think, what does that matter? Like, I don't know why it does, but it does. There's something about that where if there's people who have been through it, or people that just are feeling for you right now and worried about your feelings, or worried about all that stuff. I don't know. It's just
Well, like I said, it kind of comforted me because I thought I was the only one who was with this little precious being that like 24/7 like
medical mom, like that whole thing.
And then it's just gone out of nowhere. And so it was nice to know that there was other people, you know, like Kelly reached out to me, you know, on Instagram, and she was telling me about her loss was 2 days ago, and same thing with the medical needs and taking your pet everywhere. And
right,
like,
because there's a difference in that. Like, I guess, and I'm not trying to diminish anybody else's situation, but I'm trying to just impress on you that it wasn't just a dog that we had at the house that we would come home and, hey, and there's the dog, feed the dog, put him outside. This was our third. This was, you know, for all intents and purposes, she was human to us, even though she was in a dog's body. And so, and every decision that we made for anything we did involved her.
The whole idea was we moved here to make things easier for her, like on many other reasons too, but that was one of them. And like
she was probably, I would say she was at the top of the list, to be honest with you, as far as the reason, one of the reasons that you know, we moved. It just was, you know, not conducive for her there.
And she loved the beach.
She
Don't
loved
get
the
me
beach.
wrong, that was like,
but the setup and the way it is it's just not conducive, and also to what we were trying to do and film videos, keep her safe, us be together, all of us, you know, this is what motivated a lot of this. And so
it's like
her spirit got us here, and we even kind of feel that
it's like she waited
until
we were here and we were okay, and then that's just what happened.
It's really hard, and you know, Katie hasn't experienced loss, so this is really hard for her, and it makes it hard for me because I take care of Katie, and I look out for my girls. So it's been really hard for me to see how sad she is, and at the same time, I'm supposed to be, you know, the rock, and I'm supposed to right,
to be sad
and I'm devastated, and my mom's like, you need to be there for Katie, hold it together, and I'm trying so hard, but I think she affected me so much that I can't help it, and I'm having a hard time.
She was our Binky.
But at the same time, I keep trying to remind myself that she's not having her problems anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't have to take medicine.
Yeah.
Not that she minded it that much, but I think about it, like, it was hard when we would shoot, like, out in Palm Springs. Like, she would get really hot, and she can't pant because, you know, of her heart. So I thought about it, and I'm like, now that we can just take her ashes, like, her little body can go a lot further. We can go to higher elevations.
She's free of that body that was kind of failing her.
And, you know, I think about that. As much as I'm gonna miss, like, seeing those little eyes looking at me, or those little ears, and petting her and having her at the foot of our bed or snuggled up, and, you know, to know that we had one last night before she went to the hospital. We tucked her in her blanket and she slept right between us, and I'm thinking about that, and, you know, but again, it just happened so quickly, and I wasn't ready. I don't think you're ever ready, but like.
But I have to say, we at least we got to say goodbye.
Yeah.
I value that because if you think about the way death works, it doesn't wait. It doesn't wait for you, and it's got its own agenda, and whether it's pre-planned or whether it's destiny or whatever it is, I try to find solace in the fact that we got to say goodbye, and the last thing that she saw and heard, she saw us and she heard Katie's voice saying, "I love you, Binky, I love you, Binky." I cherish that happened, and that's in, you know. So, and we hate to be downers. We're so sorry I know this channel is supposed to be positive and uplifting.
I feel like the last month has just been so challenging, but you know, I promise you guys we're gonna go forward, and we're not trying to rush anything, but know that if we are making content, it's because it's the only thing that feels okay right now. Like, just sitting here or doing nothing feels gut-wrenching, because she would be with us. So.
We have to start taking our steps, and they're hard. Each of those steps is hard, and if you've ever gone through anything like this or lost, you know how hard it is to take the step. And we're not abnormal in our feelings and how this is going, and it does make it makes it difficult considering that we have to kind of be on camera to tell you this, and we wanted to, but it was hard, and we don't, as you guys know, like I said, we're Best Life and Beyond, and we don't sit here and cry on camera and try to take you down because the world's pretty messed up right now, and we're here to uplift you, but we're not going to leave it on a low note. We're gonna bring it back up right now
for Binky,
and we're gonna honor Binky with the videos because of her sacrifice and our sacrifice together as a team.
And how well she did.
How well she did, and she was the Home is Where the Vlog Is catalyst for us. So I just want for you guys to remember her in those ways and watch the old videos. She's in so many old videos, and
I just feel bad that you guys won't see her anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that guilt, and I feel like, you know, I'm gonna miss when I run into people, like they always ask where Binky's at.
Yeah.
So I'm carrying that guilt, and
it's not,
you know,
it's
it's
okay.
I want you to know that we're doing this for her.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make it great.
Yeah.
And do the things that her body couldn't do. We're gonna do them and have her there in spirit. And I just thank you guys so much for your support and your love. And you know, we're gonna get back on the horse. Like,
we are.
For her, for nothing else but her.
She is, for all intents and purposes, Best Life, because she really had a good life. She's a little superstar. I mean, right up until the end, you know, she's just a champ, and her strength. I want to try to harness her stoic strength, man, because I am terrible at that. And Binky would be sitting here like this right now.
Like what?
Just like, yeah. So don't ever forget her, because we won't. I know you guys won't. And
just know how hard this is for us, and how much we love you guys, and we are so thankful. And you know,
and we apologize for the lack of content in the last couple of days. It's just been hard, and so we will now we'll press on with the agenda that we kind of always do, and we will continue to uplift you with positive videos. This you know, I know was a downer, and I'm sorry. I didn't.
I think mainly though, as long as you guys know what happened and how thankful we are and how we're feeling and what our plans are going forward. Again, you know, I don't foresee any more tragedy happening, but at this point, it's like it's been one thing after another.
Yeah.
But maybe instead, it's, you know, it's a good thing because of Binky. Like it's a good thing.
Well, she's our angel watching over us, and we now have a Best Life angel, which we didn't have before.
Yeah. And we'll always love her, and she'll always be our baby.
Yep.
And you know, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
Yep. So we appreciate you enduring this as well, and we will see you guys very soon. We'll be in way better spirits. We promise not to bring you down like this. Apologies again.
Thank you guys.
And I'm going to sign off by saying I love you, Binky.
I love you, Binky.
And we'll see you guys next time.